Please stop posting and praying. Here's how to use social media the right way to build your network marketing business. I'm Tony Zolecki. This is Sarah. We've been in the network marketing profession for almost 30 years. The last 12 years, we've built all online, over $1 billion sales team, and I feel like we're just getting started.
All right, so let's jump into this. This is one of our favorite topics, guys. We love talking about it because I will tell you, for a long time, we were so opposed to it.
Yeah.
We were so fighting it. I was so oh my gosh, I want to just build online and I want to just build relationships, which is great, which is part of the gig, right? That is what we do. But also there is a whole incredible, big, wide world online that are waiting to hear from you. They're waiting to hear your story. They want to hear about your products, your services, all that good stuff, right? But I know for some of us, it can feel very intimidating. It can feel scary, right? So let's give you guys a couple of simple tips that I hope by the time this video, you're done watching the video, you're going to feel relieved. You're going to feel like the pressure's off. You're going to feel excited and empowered to take some action and start building online today. So the first thing I think is really important, guys, is personal branding. Okay. You guys will see it everywhere. There's branding this, brand yourself, brand. Okay. What is brand? Brand is just another term for the word identity. Like, who are you, right? Who are you? What do you love? What do you stand up for? What are you known for? What is that, right? What are the things that make you tick, keeps you up at night, makes you scared, whatever, take action on? What is that, right? So all of us, we are already a walking brand. If you have kids, your kids see you as a brand, as an identity. What is that every single day, right? And so I think that, when we're focusing on doing things on social media and building a brand, it is important to really look at what makes you tick, right? And so we like to really kind of just focus on what are 5 areas of our life that really encompass us. And let's make sure that everything that we do on social media has one of those 5. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't, let's not do it, because we want to stay as true to ourselves as we possibly can, right? So for us, obviously, number 1 is our faith, big time. That's our number 1. Number 2, family. Number 3, network marketing, just because we've been in it forever and ever and ever, right? Number 4, fun. We love to have fun. And then number 5 is encouragement, empowerment, right? We want people to feel inspired, take action, feel empowered. We feel that we're professional encouragers. That's our jam, right? So you got to figure out what are your 5 things and really make sure that you stick to it. And anytime you do a reel or a post or a live or whatever it may be, right? Stick to that. So people are you are known for that. Now, kind of side funny thing is that when you do that, and you do happen to post quite a bit on maybe certain things, you might start getting things sent in the mail to you. And the reason I say that is because that's what happens to Tony, right? One of his things, and not necessarily his 5 areas.
It actually is one of my areas now, because I talk about tacos a lot.
Yeah.
And I am a fan of tacos.
Right.
And I always post about them, and I just make it fun. I make it entertaining. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But that's one of my jams. And like Sarah said, I have people that send me stuff literally every month.
We've gotten taco shell holders. We've got taco bowls. We've gotten spoons for
taco
salsa.
Underwear.
We have gotten everything. It's hilarious. So just understand, don't get so caught up on the personal brand, oh my God, do I got to go buy a course or I got to go do this? No. Listen, number 1, there's so much free stuff out there. Don't do that. But number 2, just remember, you are a brand already. You are somebody already. Just think about what are the things that are really just that drive you, that you're excited about, that you're passionate about, and really just start working off of that to start helping you have a bigger presence online.
Number 2, do's and don'ts of social media. Here's what most people do is all they post is about their product, their service, their opportunity. They're spammy, they're obnoxious, they're annoying, and nobody wants that. Everybody's going to run away from you. No one's going to engage with you, and they see you coming and they're going to go the other way as far as possible. Here's what you got to think about when you look at social media is that you are adding value to people's lives every single day. So one, you got to be consistent. Two, like Sarah said, you got to figure out what your jam is, those 3 to 5, 7 things, whatever it is. And you've got to talk about that. So if you look at my social media, I'm always putting, a post up every single day that inspires people, makes them laugh. It gets them excited to engage with me and put their thoughts in the comment section, right? It allows them to really ask me questions, and then I can ask them questions back and forth. But it's all stuff that's thought-provoking. It's stuff that, might be business related. It might be entertainment. It might be something I'm doing with the kids. It might be something that we're doing with our business. But your page has to really scream, where it welcomes people, it engages people, and it gets people commenting back and forth, because you want to build your tribe, your audience. And you've got to, not be someone you're not. Like, you might look at all these other people on social media and say, I'm just going to post their stuff. Well, it ain't going to work for you, because that's not you. Like, you have to be you. People want authenticity. People want to engage with someone that's real, that's going to have good conversations with them, that's going to add value to their life. But they don't want to be around not a good human, or someone that lies or just makes stuff up that isn't the person that they say they are. So just look at some of those basic things, but be consistent and start posting. And I don't care what you start posting about. Those things that really get you excited about life, those are the things you need to be posting about. Now, you can also do some Facebook Lives. You can also do some Reels. You can also do some stories. And again, here's what I would tell you about all 3 of those things I just talked about is go watch other people's Facebook Lives so you can get a feel for how they're doing it. Now, you're not going to copy it word for word, but you could use some of that framework, from beginning to end, and just put your personality into it, put your content into that, right? Watch some of their stories. Stories is your life. Stories is the life of you. That's where people just, watch you throughout the whole day, from you getting up in the morning to you going to bed at night. And just be you. Put stuff in there that is your life. You do it every single day, so story it up. Some reels, watch some other reels. You know what I mean? There's so many fun reels. People love reels. People love stories because they're short, they're to the point, they're pretty exciting if you do them right, and you get great engagement. You build a great audience. And I'll tell you this when it comes to do's or don'ts, is that you got to be the one that does it the right way, because people are watching you. You're building a network, you're building audiences, you're building teams, you're building a following, you're doing all that cool stuff inside the community that you want to go out and create. And if you do it the right way, you will lead people the right way. And by doing that, it just makes everything a whole lot easier. Last tip I will give you about this is be authentic and be vulnerable. I want to really talk about vulnerability, because some of you have vulnerable stories that you're hiding and you're not telling anybody about. And you need to talk about those stories online. For me, it was alcohol, it was addiction, it was stuff that I went through that was really hard for me, but I got through the other side of it, and I had a roadmap of how I did it, and I had a plan on how I made it happen. And for a long time, Sarah's like, Tony, talk about that stuff. No, I'm embarrassed. Tony, talk about that stuff. No, I don't feel comfortable talking about it. Tony, talk about that stuff. No, it's stupid. People are going to laugh at me. Tony, talk about that stuff. Oh, I don't want to be judged. What are they going to say about me behind my back? And all that stuff up here was a lie that I made up, that I started believing. And when I started talking about it, I had the biggest impact on social media ever in people's lives, because I had every kind of human reaching out to me from literally all over the world saying, thank you, this helps so much. Oh my gosh, we get connected? Can we stay connected? Can I put you in a group? Can you tell your story there? All that stuff is what this is about. So just remember, add value, add value, add value, tell your story, add value, put up your stuff that's really you. And what's going to happen is you're going to have more people to talk to than you know what to do with. You're going to have more engagement than you know what to do with. And you're going to have more people eventually that ask you about your business and what it is that you do. And then it's going to be such an easy transition for them to join you. Or if they don't, you got a friend for life on social media, right, babe?
Yeah, exactly. So the one thing I do want to piggyback on with telling your story and being vulnerable, I agree 100%. The only thing you want to make sure of though, guys, I had such sound advice that someone gave me once, is they said, share scars, not wounds. So if you're like in the heat of it and it's bad, you don't want to just like barf all over social media, like, blah, right? What Tony's saying is that when he's sharing his story like on the other side of it, right? So whatever you are like going through it, like I share the wounds part of it, or share the scars is what I should say, right? It's like, this is how I got on the other side of this. This is how I got through it. This is what happened on the other side of it, right? That type of thing. So yes, tell your story. But if you're right in like the middle of it and it's super like, just like raw, like just be a little bit careful, right? On social media, especially if you're going through it. But the other side of it is so great because it's a message that you can share that can inspire people like, hey, you can get through it too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Awesome tip, babe. Number 3, our last tip is all business is conversations. And here's what's great about social media is you can create so much speed on social media when it comes to great connection, great conversation, back and forth, whether it's local, whether it's in different cities, states, countries, it really doesn't matter because social media brings us all together. And here's what you want to do is when you're having conversations and you're back and forth, whether they're DMing you, you're in Messenger, or wherever you're having these conversations, is you want to make sure if they want to transition to talk business about your product, service, or about the company you're working with, or how they can make some money because they might have seen you do an event, you know, for your company and they saw this awesome thing happen and they're like, hey, what was that? How could I do that? You want to not be the source when you show them the business or you show them the product or service. You want to let, you know, what we call ad tag message, Facebook groups do the work for you. These are typically private groups that, you know, someone in your upline has put together and there's stories in there, there's product info in there, there's business info in there. But you really want to use those groups because that will tell the story and get you out of the way so you're not the one trying to do everything. And that doesn't duplicate either, right? So you want to really use what we call third party. Don't be the source, but have all your other tools that are the source that can create people and excitement around that. I know you wanted to talk about 3-way chats too, right?
Well, I just think that, you know, everything you've talked about, you know, all the different ways to just be what I call the social proof for the business, whether it's groups, whether it's chats, right? These are just so solid because it allows people to see something outside of you, you know, like the number one thing should be like, how fast can I get out of the way? And how fast can I utilize these tools where when people see the other side of it and they see a before and after, or they read a story, they watch a live or whatever it may be, they're like, oh my gosh, it just makes it more real for them, right? And it just really solidifies them taking a look at the business. It solidifies the, you know, legitimacy of the business or product or service, right? So, so those things are just so powerful. And, you know, like Tony talked about, 3-way chats are great because, you know, when you're brand new and you're in the beginning of it, like it can feel a little bit scary. And so that's where you can utilize your upline, your mentor, where you can introduce them to your prospect. They can help answer questions. It's a great learning experience in there for you too. You'll kind of learn how to answer questions or how to direct things. And you'll see that they'll also point to different resources where that prospect can do their homework to help them, you know, come to the point of, you know, either A, hey, I want to be a customer, or B, hey, I want to promote the business, right? Either way, it's a win-win for you, right? But using a 3-way chat is so great, and it takes the pressure off you when you're brand new, which is huge, where you don't have to answer all the questions. You don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be the know-it-all. It is just such a great little learning experience using those chats. And I love it because you can have 10 different chats going at one time, right? And because everyone's going to be at a different process of the business, taking a look at it, or, you know, product wise. And so those chats are just extremely, extremely powerful, and they really work, right?
So again, tip number 1 was personal branding. Tip number 2 were the do's and don'ts of social media. And tip number 3 was, you know, all business is conversation, how to use groups and how to use chats to grow your business. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. And we do videos like this all the time and we give a lot of social media hacks because That's what we do. We build all online. So make sure you're subscribed. Get other people that see value, like, you that have been watching these videos, to subscribe as well. And they can get more social media hacks from us to grow their business. And we'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.